Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Honourable Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today.
Please, order in the House.
सबसे पहले मैं हमारी अफवाज को खराज तहसीन पेश करना चाहती हूँ जो हमारे वतन का दिफा कर रहे हैं और मैं ख़ास तौर पर चेयरमैन बिलावल भुट्टो ज़रदारी को अप्रीशिएट करना चाहती हूँ जिस तरह इस मुश्किल वक्त में उन्होंने पाकिस्तान की नुमाइंदगी की और अगर कभी दोबारा मुश्किल हालात आए तो पाकिस्तान की हर औरत मर्द, बुजुर्ग और नौजवान इस वतन के दिफा के लिए लड़ेगा। Today I speak as a voice for those whose voices are often left out of spreadsheets, graphs and budget documents, for the labourer who returns home with empty hands, for the mother deciding between buying milk and medicine, and for the student walking miles because their local school was never built, and for the flood-affected families still waiting for rehabilitation and justice. Mr. Speaker, budgets are not merely fiscal instruments. They are political documents. They reflect choices, they reflect priorities, and they reveal who we as a state choose to serve. Last year I said that Pakistan deserves better. Today I say it again with more urgency. Pakistan deserves a budget that is progressive, people-centric and protective of the most vulnerable in our society. Let us be honest. Economic growth means little if it does not translate into dignity for our people. GDP numbers mean little when 40% of our children are stunted and over 20 million remain out of school. Foreign reserves mean little. Foreign reserves mean little if our people cannot afford dal and roti. This is not the time for austerity to be imposed on the poor while luxuries remain for the privileged. This is the time for compassionate government, for redistributive justice, and for a break from the cycle that punishes the working class and rewards the elite. Mr. Speaker, we must invest in our human development. Education is not a luxury but a human right. We need to increase allocation for education, not as a formality, but as a national emergency. The same goes for health. Health and education need to be more than just footnotes in this federal budget. If COVID-19 taught us anything, it is that the underfunded healthcare systems break first and bleed the longest. It is a shame that in 2025, Mr. Speaker, over 56 million Pakistanis still live without electricity. And instead of encouraging solar energy, the government in its short-sightedness has imposed tax on solar panels. We should not be punishing people for turning to solar energy. While the government boasts about its electricity generation capacity, it's doing little to ensure that that power actually reaches the people. My constituents continue to suffer through 15 hours of load shedding. Think of the labourer, the teacher, the student, the daily wage earner, enduring this sweltering heat, unable to study, unable to work with dignity. And now with these outrageous taxes on solar, they are being denied even the chance to find relief through clean alternative and affordable energy. We in the Pakistan People's Party are proud that it was our leadership that launched the Benazir Income Support Programme. One of the largest social protection programs in South Asia. And we welcome the government's 21% increase in its allocation in this year's budget. It is now time to expand its scope, link it to female literacy, and link it to health insurance. And let me say this with conviction. Women are not a sector of the economy. We are half the population. No economic plan can succeed if women remain excluded from opportunity, leadership and policy making. Let this budget deliver meaningful steps for gender-inclusive growth, not just token allocations, but real mechanisms for empowerment. Mr. Speaker, any federal budget that fails to allocate sufficient resources to disaster preparedness, for clean energy, water conservation, and agricultural adaptation is simply irresponsible. We cannot talk about future-proofing Pakistan without talking about the climate crisis. And Sindh was the worst hit by the 2022 floods. And we are still waiting for our fair share of climate financing, disaster recovery, and resilience building. We in the Pakistan People's Party, under the leadership of Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, are proud that we have made 2.1 million flood-resistant houses. No other party or province can claim the same. Today I speak of the legacy of Shaheed Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto, a leader who believed that politics must serve the poor, who taught us that the true measure of leadership is not the number of speeches we give, but the number of lives we uplift. I urge this House, let this budget not be another missed opportunity. Let it not be another document that pleases the IMF while ignoring the soul of our people. Let it answer the cries of the flood-affected, the jobless graduate, the underpaid teacher, the small farmer and the widow receiving 12,000 rupees from BISP. Let this be a pro-people, pro-federation and pro-women's budget. Let it tell every Pakistani that yes, we see you and yes, we care. In closing, I want to echo with what Shaheed Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto once said, that there are two kinds of politics, the politics of power and the politics of service. We choose the politics of service. Let that be our choice again. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.